The world exhaled. The physical killings had stopped. The mastermind was supposedly gone, and many believed the threat of the Ashur was permanently eliminated. But while the public slept, a new code was compiling in the dark. It was quiet, rapid, and completely untraceable. At police headquarters, screens lit up with a sudden, inexplicable wave of digital anomalies. Systems behaved erratically, sending law enforcement into immediate chaos as they scrambled to identify the breach. The map shows the attack path. The hackers ignored banks, state secrets, and corporate servers, routing directly into thousands of personal civilian devices. The investigators realized the terrifying truth. They weren't stealing data. They were manipulating the minds of the people holding the devices. The authorities were suddenly fighting a vacuum. The enemy was no longer a person holding a physical weapon, but a phantom behind a keyboard, aiming directly at human sanity. "The Ashur never truly dies," the mysterious voice echoed from the screen. "It merely changes form. The previous killer needed physical proximity, a knife, a dark alley, a victim. This new entity is everywhere at once, living in the code that connects our daily routines. He watches our digital habits and our political obsessions. Where we see devotion or community, he sees a structural weakness waiting to be exploited. He doesn't consider himself a murderer. He operates as an ideological successor, running a grand civilization-wide psychological experiment. In ancient texts, Kali Yuga is described as an era of strife. To him, our hyper-connected, hyper-anxious present is the perfect environment for a complete moral collapse. He believes that by weaponizing these individual obsessions, he can trigger a chain reaction where society dismantles its own stability from within. His manifesto makes one central assertion: fear is the true reigning god of the modern era. To prove it, he turns our digital footprints against us. Every search query, every private message, and geotagged photo is gathered to map out an individual's specific personal anxieties. This diagram illustrates his method. By hacking a digital life, the data that usually flows outward is used to invert and strike back into the psyche, bypassing physical barriers. When multiplied across millions simultaneously, these personalized digital strikes create widespread panic. The panic itself is just a mechanism. He wants to prove that when subjected to extreme, curated fear, perfectly ordinary people will commit monstrous acts. By forcing people into these scenarios, he aims to demonstrate that orchestrated terror can override the ethics that hold a community together. The investigators are forced onto entirely new terrain. The war is no longer fought on the streets of the city, but within the dark, unpredictable corners of the human psyche. Warrants, wiretaps, and crime scene tape offer no leverage here. Traditional policing is entirely useless when the suspect you are hunting is a philosophy. Then comes the moment he stops running and stares right back. Through the screen, the antagonist addresses his pursuers directly. "The Ashur is hiding inside you," he tells them. He doesn't want to destroy the detectives physically. He wants to force them to recognize their own capacity for darkness. Because he is targeting their personal digital secrets, the investigators can no longer remain objective observers. They are forced to navigate the very vulnerabilities and hidden histories he is now using as leverage. The psychological stage is now perfectly set. To defeat the Ashur, humanity must confront its own internal darkness, or risk letting the shadow within win.